Good day, my name is Angelo. This is Nation's Voice Tower, your most preferred YouTube channel. How have we been? As for we over here, we've been doing perfectly alright. So, sequel to the first hearing of the Supreme Court on the petition and the subsequent appeal by Peter Obi of the Labour Party and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, there have been lots of reactions and responses both from the international community and from the Nigerian citizens, both at home and in diaspora. One among these famous reactions was the reaction from the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, found in the United States of America. This particular association has been a platform and a society that has advocated for a form of peaceful democracy over time. They were existent in the early 90s when Bola Ahmed Tinibu was still part of this prestigious association fighting for a democratic turnaround from the then military regime. This particular association has been behind the reason why democracy has thrived so well in a peaceful manner in Nigeria and other parts of Africa. To that effect, they have come up to not only organize a world press conference, but they have decided to pin down a statement addressing the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, and the United States Social Security Administration Office to quickly, with immediate effect and alacrity, unmask who Bola Ahmed Tinibu truly is. To that effect, I'm going to be explaining to a brief manner the details of the statement issued by the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, and a brief also of their World Press Conference. These two concurrently took place, and without wasting much of your time, I would like to give you an overview and the main points or the core of whatever NADECO wanted the FBI and the United States Social Security Administration Office to do. Let us go straight to the matter at hand. NADECO USA, in their World Press Conference and the statement issued, made the following demands categorically. The Board of Trustees of Chicago State University should quickly, thoroughly investigate the circumstances surrounding the issues raised for clarification. The issues raised for clarification would mean the certificate saga of Bola Ahmed Tinibu and his alleged identity theft. The Federal Bureau of Investigation should quickly commence an investigation into these issues and exonerate or quickly indict Bola Ahmed Tinibu where necessary. Furthermore, NADECO appealed to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, United States, to clarify the later making rounds purported to be from them to the EFCC, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, indicating that Bola Ahmed Tinibu neither attended nor graduated from Chicago State University. Was this letter truly from the FBI? These were the questions and requests of the National Democratic Coalition. Furthermore, NADECO asked the FBI to investigate if Tinibu had in the past made donations to Chicago State University directly or via a third party aimed at inducing favors over time. The NADECO also went further to request the FBI and the Social Security Administration Office to investigate and determine how a social security number belonging to another person began to be used by Bola Ahmed Tinibu back in the US. Is this a case of identity theft, or is the true owner of this social security number fully aware of this act? The NADECO further asked if the social security number is not his or who actually owns it and under what name this social security number appear. NADECO further asked Nigerians all over the world to demand that the United States University Accreditation Body and Chicago State University Board of Trustees to investigate the matter and clear the name of the prestigious institution, Chicago State University. Furthermore, NADECO issued out a statement and committed itself to save Nigeria from corruption and bad leaders. Therefore, they sought that the corporation of the FBI and Chicago State University Board of Trustees to do so to help Nigeria undertake a thorough and complete background check on Bola Ahmed Tinibu, who seems to be an enigma who has consistently fought to hide his identity. Yes, this and those details I brought to your doorsteps a few minutes ago were the prayers of the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, United States of America, where they asked the FBI and the Social Security Administration Office in the United States to quickly, with immediate effect, unmask the true identity of Bola Ahmed Tinibu before the next court hearing, which happens to be tomorrow, the 26th day of October 2023. The NADECO has been so dedicated to fighting for a very stable and a very, let's say, a disruption-free election process or electoral process, or a cohesive, a sort of, let's say, a very, very deliberately induced peaceful electoral process. That is what the NADECO has been dedicated to fighting for over the course of the last, let's say, 3 decades. Yes, that is what NADECO has been known for. And this shouldn't be a surprise, because they have come up even during the time when Bola Ahmed Tinibu took over power, well, in a way that was not really acceptable by Nigerians. NADECO still came out to issue a press conference and a very, very worldwide, a big worldwide conference to address its former member, Bola Ahmed Tinibu, and formally denounce its activities with the then president, who came to power without the will of the people. Next on the list of my updates, I want to be talking about something very, very important that has kept the security agencies in Nigeria look like child's play for the past few days. What am I talking about? The recent robbery attack on 4 banks in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. Talking about this, Senator Patrick Abba Monroe, senator representing Benue Northeast Senatorial District, has come out to fault the Nigerian Police Force and the Directorate of the State Security and other security agencies over the success of the prolonged robbery that took place recently in Otukpo, despite the proximity of security agencies. This senator, who happens to speak because the affected area happens to fall under his jurisdiction, couldn't take it and couldn't come to terms with the fact that the Nigerian police force were even attacked prior to the robbery, and other security agencies folded their arms without no intelligence, with no quick response to such heinous activities in the society. Please, next video on your screens will be Senator Patrick Abba Monroe, senator representing Benue Northeast Senatorial District. Stay tuned. More details after the break.
I think that the major problem that we have with these institutions of security, especially the police, is lack of preparedness to assume responsibility for their situations. I ask a question. Where was intelligence? That the Nigerian police didn't know that over 60 people were coming to invade Otukpo on that day. That is where you have a divisional police office. That is where you have an area command office. They didn't know. The DSS, the divisional DSS, didn't know. The Bureau for Investigation, they didn't know. The NSDC didn't know. None of the security agencies had any whim of the invasion of that day. Where were their preparedness and alertness? Even as those people came to town and started attacking, we have the police there, we have an army formation there, we have the civil defense there, we have road safety, we have all of them there. Within the over an hour of the operation of these armed robbers, there was no countermeasure to tackle the situation. If you looked at the videos that were trending, you saw the villagers trooping and running after the vehicles of the armed robbers. Okay? So, and that is why I'm asking the Senate today to unravel the mystery. Why Why was nobody able to contain the situation immediately with minimum damage? And a situation where 4 security personnel, especially the police, were killed, and the DP of the police of that station. So my dear questioner, I think that there is need for us to identify the appropriate security architecture with proper orientation and attitude, with proper equipment to stand these persons. Otherwise, we are all in trouble here. And that brings us to the question of, you have roadblocks all over the place. You have military roadblocks, you have civil defense. Now, civil defense now has even joined the roadblock group. You have all of them. So where will about 60 persons in Hilux, 2 Hilux vehicles, 1 car, and motorcycles, where did they pass?
All right, welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still Nation's Voice Tower. That preferred channel of yours. That was Senator Patrick Abba Moro. Well, his reaction will be as good as mine, because when you ask me, I would say categorically that a robbery attack in a very, very organized state like Benue State is not supposed to take place. 60 people attacked 4 banks in broad daylight, sporadically shot at Nigerians, sporadically shot at officers of the Nigerian police force, got away with it, and carted away millions and millions of Nigerian naira from these banks. This is unheard of. This is supposed to be an activity that cannot happen with the presence or with the ever obvious presence of our security agencies. I am waiting to listen or to hear the reactions of the various service chiefs involved. The Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Army Staff, and other security agencies, the Director of the State Security Service, SSS, and even the controller of the NSCDC. I want to hear their reactions to this recent robbery in Otukpo, because lives of Nigerians and lives of officers of the law on duty cannot just be wasted without any reaction. That is that on that particular update. Finally, on the issues bordering to health risks and the alleviation of the health sector in Nigeria, there have been different calls by different politicians, but this time around, the traditional ruler has come up to call out politicians who only turn up only during their time of need. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saadu Abubakar, has called on politicians to be politicians indeed, so as to balance up with their time of need. The traditional ruler registered his reservations whatsoever over the deceit of politicians, especially during election campaign periods. He actually said this while he was reiterating his efforts with other politicians who actually have the welfare of Nigerians at heart to curb up the problems associated with the health sector in Nigeria. Please stay tuned for Alhaji Saadu Abubakar, the Sultan of Sokoto.
September 29th at the National Mosque, we have the lecture to mark the 6th anniversary of our independence. And in my comments there, one of my comments was, no government, no leader takes office to come and make life worse for the citizens. Therefore, when we find ourselves in any difficulty, we must come together to solve such problems. Instead of blaming governments, we have to sit together and find out what the problems are. No leader deliberately brings up things that will kill innocent citizens in any place, in any community. So today we're here for the launch of this vaccine. And almost 15 years ago, upon assumption of this office as the Sultan of Sokoto, as the President of the Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, as the Chairman of the National Council of Traditional Rulers of Nigeria, we had a lot of comments being said about polio vaccine. And we took it upon ourselves to put up a committee of senior traditional rulers in the northern states of Nigeria, where the problems had been there, when people kicked against administering these vaccines to our children. 15 years ago, we started this. Within the first 1 year, the figures dropped to 1 digit from 3 digits. And that emboldened Bill Gates to come down to Sokoto to discuss with us how he could support. And through the Ministry of Health, and luckily for us also, the same person whom we work together to put this committee is the same Minister now of Health. So it's a coincidence, and I think it's a very useful coincidence, because we all believe in the same thing. The health of our people is most important to us than any other thing. So coming together to talk about this launch today is also very important as religious leaders, because we know this is our day. When I say our day, I mean traditional and religious leaders. We are the ones who talk to our people, either through mosques and churches, or through our various communities as traditional leaders, and they listen to us much more than the politicians. But they know the politicians how they are. During campaigns, you see them. After elections, we don't see them. But they see us every day. And so the two institutions are most important in working with the governments at all levels to fight this menace.
All right, all said and done. I think I would better off be good with this opinion of Alhaji Saadu Abubakar. He has been a paramount ruler of Sokoto Caliphate from 2006. So to this day, he has been a very, very experienced and widely read paramount ruler, or traditional ruler, let me say. So his own word of advice to politicians was actually top-notch, because at this point in time, Nigeria has reached a very, very high point in politics that we don't have to look into impunity or social injustice anymore, right? We have politicians that have toured round the globe and really know the real meaning of politics and how to take the welfare of other inhabitants of a particular population at heart, all right? Kudos to the Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saadu Abubakar, for reminding our politicians to actually take the welfare of Nigerians first before any other needs. Thank you so much for staying with us. Before I call it quits, I would love to urge you, please like our videos, share them. Don't forget to drop a comment for us in the comment section. If you're watching me for the first time, please tap the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you would also join me when I'm on air giving updates. Wouldn't you love that? From me, I'm saying goodbye. See you next time.